I'll be more loving faithful than those already. So please forgive me. I don't think I'm taking it lightly.
I swear by the moon.
Oh no, don't swear by the moon. The moon's interchangeable.
What shall I swear by?
I have no idea why I just did that, but it felt authentic in the moment after seeing the Romeo and Juliet clip, especially. I'll actually be talking about that a bit later in the video, but you need context first. So, I was actually thinking lately on self-development, and as we get older in general, actually, we become more serious and try to almost become stuck up. And that's actually completely against development and growing yourself and all of that. Now, I think it is important to become more dedicated to your goals and all of that. But don't let that affect your day-to-day personality and the pursuing of just general good connections with other people and all of that. The reason why I'm saying that is the sort of bond you can forge with people through actually being authentic and just being weird. Obviously that clip you probably have a different view of me, but probably a positive one, where it sort of just gives you a different perspective of the person. And that's the sort of thing that actually is going to grow bonds. Now, obviously being all, as a dedicated to your goals is great, but don't let that stray you away from your authentic side. Now, diving into the sort of things that inspired this actually. A few days ago, I was actually showing my girl the Romeo and Juliet clip that you just saw from my high school days, and this would have been in grade 9. So I would have been, if I'm not mistaken, 15 at the time. And back then, I was just enjoying life, didn't really know much about self-development. I watched a guy named Alpha M. I made a video about him recently, actually. But that was the only self-development thing I knew about. So I was very free-flowing, just enjoying life, doing whatever, And I used to do weird stuff, this was a Romeo and Juliet play. We had to do it for marks in our class and all of that. And I was paired in a group with 4 girls. So I was it's good, just for the vibes of it. Let me be the one who's Juliet, and then the girls can be whatever role they want, I don't care. But I'm going to be Juliet just for the sake of it, because I've got paired with all girls. And the end result leaves me with some good memories now. If you actually want to watch the full clip, it would be released the same day as this clip. I'll also put the link down below in the description. But I used to do other weird stuff, so I remember the year before, so this would have been when I was 14, grade 8. And long story short, there was this teacher who was absolutely horrible at remembering names. So my name is Sahir, as you probably know, and for whatever reason, one day his mouth completely screwed him up, and he called me Shakira. And I remember the rest of the year was Afrikaans. This is a language we speak, a subject that we do at school. And we had to do speeches in this subject once a month or something. And every single speech thereafter, because he called me Shakira, I would always start off the speech singing some Shakira song, wearing this same blonde wig you saw in the Romeo and Juliet clip. And this is the sort of thing that on one hand, yes, there's this thing in the space now where it's don't be the clown. But without tooting my own horn or anything like that, I was the top student at my school, so I was fair enough, I might have been the clown, but I still had this respect from my peers and classmates and all of that, because I was achieving the marks, and it was people could see I had not all of my life together, definitely less than what I have together now, but I had probably the same amount of life together than everyone else, if not actually a bit more. So you had that respect, and it was always this nice bonding moment between my classmates where we had a good laugh about it, and it was actually good times. Trying to think of other oh yes, so there was this one day, so I was also a history student, so we had to do this whole group thing in our assemblies. We had assemblies for the high school, so ages 14 to 18. We had these assemblies where there would oftentimes be these subjects we would have to present a piece to the assembly. So for this one thing, I remember I was this French guy, and yeah, I do not have a good French accent. And I tried my best, but it creates a good laughs in school as well, because I actually tried to remember my line that was something "Oh no, stop it! Nobody said anything about taking sides, America." It was something weird like that, bro. And obviously, again, French accent's probably even worse now than what it was then, or who knows even. But that was the sort of things that I got up to. And I think it's good for you to explore that side of life. You're probably having some laughs on your side now as you listen to my stories, and hopefully you can relate to some of them. But if you don't, I hope you create some of these yourself. It leaves me with some memories now. but also it sets like the foundation of confidence. You've done these things and you had actually good experiences from it. And you also recognize that a lot of people wouldn't really be comfortable in their skin doing this. So I think having those like weird moments is actually kind of good. Actually, not I think, I'm pretty confident it is. So the message I want to get across here is I encourage you to have more of those moments, whether it's in your social circles, in like your clubs and all of that, like school clubs. Don't go out clubbing and nightclubs, all of that, not that clubs. Or even just like in your school as a whole. I think it's going to be like quite a nice experience for you to remember many years from now. I think I've covered everything, but I mean, that's a story for another video. But I also did cheerleading for a while, but I do want to make a separate video on that. We'll get more clicks, I'm just going to be honest with you. But also I think there's like other things I want to talk about that's probably is going to expand across the like overall idea of this video. So yeah, I'll see you in another video, bro. But with that said, I'll see you in the next one to become a better man.